Do your builds suck because you just absolutely suck at Bloxburg, but you try so hard not to suck, but you end up sucking even worse? Yeah, well, that sucks for you. No, I'm just joking, but here are some tips that can help you go from this to this, or maybe even this. Okay, so the first thing we're gonna talk about are custom doors and windows. Doors and windows can really upgrade a build so much because I feel like it gives so much more pizzazz to your builds. Like, look at this. Just admire it. It's just so beautiful. Anyway, they give so much pizzazz and personality to your builds. I mean, if you truly want to, you can use in-game doors and windows, but I feel like you should like challenge yourself to be more creative and try and use basic shapes and structurals to make custom doors. You can just go on like Pinterest or just like look up Bloxburg references to see what they did, so you can like copy what they did. This window was just made with like basic shapes. This is the arch door. I hear a lot of people struggle with this. It's really easy. So all you have to really do is like get a basic shape and just like, you know, just pull that up and then make a gap basically, and then you want to go to structurals and you want to get this plain arch. I use this one all the time, so get a plain arch, and then you just, this is gonna be like a very bad demo, but like you could, so just do that and then size it, make sure it matches the width of the gap you put, and then wait, hold on. And then you want to fix that, and then you want to get a basic shape, and then you want to size it down, then you want to make your first little like the half of the door, because it's gonna be a round arch, and then you want to size this down all the way, and then you see how this part is straight. You want to put that right there. You want to put that right there until it reaches that point right there. And you want to copy that, and then you just want to we basically just follow along the curvature of the arch like that, and then you just want to like this. Make sure it matches or it's gonna look weird. So just follow like the curvature of the arch, and then you should be able to get like an arch. Just follow it. I don't know why people struggle with this so much. It's so easy. I do this like for every one of my builds. It's really easy. Just follow the curvature. And then yeah, that's basically it. And you just get a straight basic shape. Oh my gosh. Then you just put it right there, and then you put that, and then you transform that all the way up. What am I doing? Okay. Then you want to put that all the way up, and then boom, you got your arch. That's pretty. Hold on a second. And boom. Yeah, and basically that's it. So yeah, that's basically, it's really easy. Just do that. Another thing that really helps your builds make them look way more realistic, for some reason, no, I don't know why, but just coloring like the window part foil. I don't know why it helps so much, but it just makes it look way more realistic. Even though in real life the windows aren't foil colored, I think it's because like the reflection, I don't even know, it just makes it look 10 times more realistic. And you can always add, like if you're doing for like a British or like a Tudor house, you can add like this decal that I have in my inventory. It adds a extra detail and makes it look very realistic. So yeah, another tip that really helps are references. So just type, I see a lot of people use like Bloxburg houses, like Bloxburg builds in like the actual game as references. I mean, you can do that, but I feel like you can do that. Ooh, look at my house. Hey. Okay, so I feel like if you can do this is a good way to like find houses that you want, but I feel like should like use actual, I use actual pictures of houses to do my builds. So what I usually type up, for example, if I want to do like Spanish, if I want to do like a Spanish house, I'll type up Spanish house exterior. Spanish house exterior. And you could find all these pop-ups of such beautiful houses. Like this one is really cute. I would build this. All these beautiful references, and not only Spanish houses, you can type up maybe even French. Ooh, these are really good houses. These are really good references. Hold on. You can do French. You can do all types of references. Another thing that I like to do is AWYSAM. Add what you see and more. I literally just made that up like 5 seconds ago. When you see like a build, maybe if you want to build this, you see a window, you see a door. Yes, add the door that you see. This helps build like more creativity, makes you add more detail. It helps you like be more of a detailed builder. If you see like a build like this, you see a window, you see shutters, you see doors. Obviously you should add the doors and the shutters, but to make it look like you're a pro builder or a more realistic builder, make sure you add all itty bitty details. Like you see the door, obviously add the door, but also add itty bitty details. You see like the chimney, obviously add the chimney, but then add little details to make it more realistic and it shows like you put more effort. I feel like realistic building shows people how dedicated you are to your craft and how much time and effort you put into something. And not only does the build look good, it also reflects how patient you are and how like good you are at your craft. Another thing, so maybe you want like cottages. If you really like doing cottages or overgrown type houses like me, this is like a very niche, very secret hack that I only told my close friends. Type up clip art, house clip art. Once you type up house clip art, yeah, these don't look good, but once you like click around to see, like you can find like a gold mine of builds that looks so good, and they're just really good references that you could use if you really like cottages or like Tudor houses. Yeah, these are just really good references that I would use if you want to get into like realistic building. Okay, so next what we're going to talk about are decals. I am the decal master. I am the decal connoisseur. I am the decal mother. I'm the mother of decals, as you couldn't tell already by my builds. I've been called a decal builder way too many times. I don't care though. Listen here and listen close. The next time I see this decal, I'm gonna report your freaking plot. Stop using decals with white outlines. It's ugly and it's disgusting. It makes your builds look weird and fake. It doesn't make it look realistic. It makes it look weird, okay? Just makes it look weird and out of place. Try and find a decal with little to no white outline. It's not that hard. It's all over Pinterest. Go to somebody's inventory. Stop using this. I've seen this too many times. Stop, please. Like, I don't understand people's obsession with this specific decal. It's not even that good looking. It's like, just use another decal. It's way more beneficial and it just helps way more. Anyway, another hack that I use for my decals, I like to blend decals together. So once you get a decal, once you add it to like the clear basic shape, try and like put it down into the floor more, because if you just put it like this, it kind of looks weird. So kind of like smush it into the floor a little bit, and instead of putting your decal like very like this, try like, and it looks like a cross, but try and make it look like an X instead, because it's way easier to blend decals with. So get that, and then get another decal, then add it again, do that same thing again. Oh my gosh, get the decal. Okay, now add it again, and then make it an X. It makes it easier to blend with. So then you want to, like, instead of just doing it like this, that looks awkward. I see people do it like this all the time. No, since it's like an X, try and like put it into each other like that. That looks way better. Okay, that looks way better than when I see people just add random decals in random spots. It just looks really random and like weird. So like just blend the X's, make sure they intersect. Okay, it's really easy. And yeah, so I'm gonna do this one more decal, and you can just show it looks like an actual bush. You know, it looks like an actual bush like that. See, it looks like an actual bush, and it's intersecting, and it looks way more realistic than you just placing decals all around, and it just looks weird. And also, when you're also adding decals, don't just put it in random spots all over the plot. It looks weird. Make sure they have like a root from where they're coming from. Like if you have like bushes, make sure they have like a root from where they're coming from. You can just do like this, but try and like fine trees and try and like put them like around the bushes, so it can seem like the bushes are coming from somewhere. Okay, that makes it look way more realistic and way more, yeah. Something that also helps your builds look way more realistic is adding imperfections. In a real life house, they're never perfect. You always see like dirt or maybe even some cracks, and they always have like, or sometimes they even have like bricks sticking out of them. They're almost never perfect, so it's good to add that into your builds. So for this build, it doesn't really have that because it's brick, it wouldn't really show. But like for like builds, you can also use like textures to your advantage, because this has a lot of texture that looks really realistic. So to enhance that, you should like add like dirt and cracks to make it look even more realistic. And you don't have to do this, I just like doing it because it makes it look way better than just having a plain boring wall. So yeah, make sure you blend them. Always blend your decals too. So yeah, instead of just having a plain wall, you can have like a very nice detailed wall. It makes it look way better in my opinion. Okay, so this is going to be the last tip for this video, this very short video. Always use realistic color schemes. As you can see with this build, it's very realistic. There's a lot of elements, obviously the decals, blah blah blah, but one of the things that also make it realistic is the color scheme. I like to use a lot of dark colors for my color scheme. It helps really much, because in real life you don't really see like bright colors like white. Like people really like using linen, well back in 2020. Don't use like bright white, because this just looks very bright and just neon. You can use textures to your advantage, like these, like this. Never use like plastic and like metal unless you want to paint like something, like maybe like interior wise you want to do that. But if you want to do like walls for your exterior, always use like slate is a really good one, or concrete. I use concrete all the time, and I use this type of brick all the time. So use textures to your advantage. It helps adding detail without actually adding detail. See, builds like this, they have a really realistic color scheme. Like they have browns, they have, well, it's basically just brown. Just a brown. It's just like brown and like has this very like tan thing. So I always use realistic color schemes to like make it seem more realistic. And see, look at these decals. It adds more realism. You see like all these decals with the dirt and the cracks and stuff. That also helps. So yeah, just try and use a realistic color scheme. It really helps makes your builds look way more realistic. But I'm not trying to say you can't use brighter colors for your builds to make them realistic. Like this is still a realistic build, but I'm just trying to say use like colors that like pair like your bright colors with darker colors. You can still use bright colors like this blue, but like try and make the blue like kind of pale. I never use like super bright colors because it throws off like the realism that I'm going for. So I try and like scale off the coloring. See, okay, look, so I try and scale off the coloring. You see where it is kind of like at that kind of white, kind of the white range, and it's kind of dark too, because if you just go like this and you make it super saturated, that doesn't look realistic. You don't want that. You want to try and make it look super realistic. So yeah, try and go for like a paler type of color. If you want to go for like an orange, try and make it, you don't want a super bright orange. Try and like move it up like right here, maybe like right there. Try and move it up like right there. And if you want to make it darker, just make it dark. That looks way more realistic than this. So try and like make it darker and more paler. You can use bright colors, but try and make it like paler and maybe like more darker, because that reflects what you see in real life. Okay, so this is pretty much all that I had for this video. These hacks were kind of useless. I'm sorry. I hope you did get something out of it. You probably didn't. I don't know. So yeah, bye.